5.
Kyle Larson, big push. Does it go to the outside?
Gonna have to. Here he goes.
And he's in the wall.
Opens the door up for the one of Ross Chastain.
And on the outside, Kyle Larson added.
Oh my gosh. How about you?
Ross Chastain.
Be a terrible joke if he threw that in the hole in the car. Great job.
This is Talladega.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Welcome to Shifting Gears.
We have 5 different topics, 5 different gears we're going to go through. Let's go ahead and get to the first one.
All right. Shifting into gear number 1 here, we're going to talk about Jeffrey Earnhardt and the Xfinity Series. Now,
Pretty
sometimes
cool to see.
It is cool to see. Sometimes I feel like the whole Dale Earnhardt Sr. thing's a bit overdone. But again, it's always cool to see it getting the black number 3, doing well at Talladega. Not only that, Jeffrey Earnhardt has not had very much success at all in his career. And the fact that he got in their RCR and got with Larry McReynolds, America's crew chief,
That's awesome.
one of my favorite announcers and just flat personalities on NASCAR. And they got the pole and ended up finishing second in the race. Awesome to see. Me and you were watching it. We were really hoping he would win.
I was like, come on, please.
He got close. And then he started moving around too much, and then he didn't really get a run. Just kind of stalled out. So, but no, that was really cool to see. I hope they do some more stuff like that. Man, it just Larry McReynolds, he could be a crew chief right now and still get it done.
Yeah.
At least in the Xfinity Series.
Yeah, he's proved that, obviously. So,
but
that's pretty neat to see. I really liked it, enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's not like, they don't do that very often, obviously. Yeah. It's kind of just a neat little thing to watch, even though he didn't win. That would have been a storybook ending to, that situation there. But, yeah, it's pretty neat to see, though.
Yeah, and he looks a lot like his grandpa. I think he does. Anyway, he kind of has a similar talk and mannerisms and everything as Dale Sr. So it is kind of cool just to see him with that. I think Jeffrey Earnhardt's more of an underrated driver. I don't think he's the talented driver as much as I don't think he's as talented of a driver as a lot of people in there, but I think he deserves a better ride than what he has most of the time, and I think he proved that on Saturday. So hope he gets more opportunities, even if it's not 3-car. Hope he gets more opportunities, and we can see him hopefully get a win. That'd be pretty cool. So.
Shifting the second gear here, Dale Jr. back in the booth commentating.
Yep. I like it. He's a guest analysis, of course, for Fox. Dale Jr. does not commentate for Fox. He's always on NBC. He did an awesome job. He is honestly one of my favorite commentators in the booth. Fox has had a lot of hits or misses over the last few years, and a lot of times it's been misses as of late. But I think Dale Jr. really added a lot to the program today. He knows a ton about super speedway racing.
He knows his stuff. He knows, he knows his cars. Like, they're brand new cars, and he knows exactly what he's talking about. Adds that excitement. He adds, I don't know. I really like it. It keeps me into the race.
Yeah, he just has one of those just likable voices, likable commentators. He just does, and that's besides the point that he's of course NASCAR's most popular driver, or was, but he just has a really good. I just love listening to him. Has a good voice. I think we need to make Dale Jr. a permanent NASCAR analysis. That way he can go on Fox, go on NBC, and be a commentator in booth every week. That's what I would like. I know, of course, for them, that's exhausting to have to still travel all that many races. I know they like to do the half the season, but I don't know. I like to see them in some of Daytona 500 and stuff like that to commentate. But I don't know.
That'd be pretty awesome to see and be able to. I don't know. I really enjoy the races a lot more, to be honest, with him up there. So.
Yep, he's a good one for sure. All right, shifting into gear number 3, Ross Chastain, win number 2 on the season. And Trackhouse Racing, I'm telling you, we said it a few weeks ago, he has just got it this year. Yeah. He is by far one of the best top 3 teams this year. Maybe William Byron's right up there with him with it, also having 2 wins. But I know it's a super speedway track, and I know anything can happen. But I think he's proved in this whole season, I think he's proved that he can win and run up front. And Trackhouse itself has proved that. I really want Daniel Suarez to get a win, so we can just see the dominance of that Trackhouse team.
I definitely didn't expect coming into the season to have one of the only drivers to have 2 wins be a Trackhouse racing driver.
Yeah.
I did not expect that.
Yeah.
It's cool to see, but I did not expect that. You know what I mean? Like I that was not even in my mind. Like, oh, could they do that? In my mind, like, maybe a win. You know, because I knew Ross Chastain was getting really good, but I mean, I did not expect that at all. I mean, they're doing really good.
Yeah, they're doing amazing. And with the new next-gen car, I knew the underfunded teams had a better shot, but I thought maybe Trackhouse would get consistent top 10s. I did not think they were going to be as good as they are. Ross Chastain, I knew he was a talented driver, and I was really excited to see what he could do. He showed a little bit last year in Chip Ganassi equipment, but I think he's proved this year, because we still don't know just how, I don't anyway, just how funded that team is.
Yeah.
It's only a second-year operation, so you'd think, I thought they were kind of more on the underfunded side, but they're running so good.
Yeah.
You think they should have funding. They got a lot of stuff. I don't know. And with that kind of equipment, and he's still doing that good, I think he's shown he's a very talented driver. Yeah. Very talented. So we need to really watch him this year and even going from next year. Yeah. And just see how he does and see how consistent he goes. Maybe he'll be a threat for multiple championships. Who knows? Maybe.
I could see it. I mean, at this rate, I can see him winning a couple. So
of course, we don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but I mean, just had success this year. I mean, you look at Kyle Larson, 10 wins last year, and of course, he's got the win this year, but he's not really running that consistent this year. So I mean, anything can happen. We know Kyle Larson's talented.
Yeah, I just feel like if Ross Chastain sticks with a good ride, good team, he's got a bright future for sure.
I think you're right.
All right, shifting in the 4th gear here, the next gen car on super speedways.
I think it's doing a huge success. Great success. I was very nervous coming in this year because the Gen 6 car in 2013 when it debuted, remember that was probably the most boring and worst Daytona 500 we've ever had in 2013.
True.
And it's just because, not really the fault of the car, it's just the fault of they had no idea how it was going to handle, how it was going to do until they got into race conditions. So I was really nervous, but they got it, and it's been awesome. Even if you add Atlanta in there, me and you really like the Atlanta race. I think it needs to stop right there, the 1.5 mile racetracks, and only have those 3 super speedways, all 3 super speedways we have up here. Think that's where they need to stop. But even the Atlanta race had the most competitive Atlanta race we've ever seen, and I think the next gen car in super speedways is a huge success. They may need to tweak it here and there just a little bit. Maybe have a run or two a little bit faster. I don't know. It's kind of almost right in the sweet spot though. You don't want to make it have too much of a run. Yeah. But there has been stuff when you get single file, you can see lap after lap after lap, they start to fall back there for the ones that cannot get the run.
Yeah. But, I feel like it is harder to get that I don't know, get the drafts where you can't get that really good run. Like it used to be all the time, and when you get them, they're good. But it's like it's more rare to see them moving all over the place with these big runs.
And I think that was kind of the goal, because Gen 6 car last couple of years, the runs have been so fast and so quickly and so sudden that it was causing a lot of big wrecks and a lot of dangerous wrecks. I mean, that's Ryan Newman's wreck and everything like that. And so I think they're wanting to slow it down a little bit. I think they succeeded. Maybe tweak it, maybe a little bit more of a run, but honestly, it's really not that big a deal. Yeah. It's not like it's a horrible race. It was an amazing race today.
Yeah, I loved it.
And that leads us right into shifting into 5th gear and final gear is the race overall. And if I had to put this race on a scale, I mean, I hate the choo-choo train racing when they get single file. But even though they had that, they didn't really have it for very long. So if you had to subtract some points for that, honestly, I would still give it a 90%.
Yeah.
I love super speedway races. They are, in my opinion, the best kind of racing. I know it's kind of like picking random car and seeing if they can win, but they still takes skill. It's just a different kind of skill than other racetracks, and you can tell that by the multiple drivers who've won multiple times, and so it still takes skill. Yeah. But they are my favorite kind of races. I give it a 90%. Amazing race. I really enjoyed it. Very glad nobody got hurt, because with these kind of races, it comes danger.
Yeah.
And but we saw a couple hard hits, but everybody seemed to be fine. Bubba Wallace was kind of, looked like he was gotten breath knocked out of him or whatever. And I haven't heard any updates, but I'm assuming he's fine and okay. And so
I really like the race. I'm probably give it a 85%. Because I do like, I don't know, I understand as part of racing, but it's always just like when they're pitting, it gets exciting, they're pitting. After that, it's just like, it's boring for a while.
Yeah.
And so the green flag pit stops always just like, kind of, I really don't like that part of the race.
It drags on.
It's just, it just drags on. And so it's like, let's just, even if they're the choo-choo train racing, it's like, I'd rather have that than just seeing all spread out all over the track. You know what I mean? That's not Talladega.
But the good thing is, even when they did pit, it just took a few laps, and everybody seemed to be pretty much right back where they were.
Yeah.
And
so I still really enjoyed the race. Obviously, the finish was super exciting. Talk about Russell Stain. I thought it was hilarious how he was laughing, and I didn't do nothing. I just stayed down low. I mean, it's just true. It's just the way the finish was.
No move was the right move.
Yeah, and it was exciting. Our whole family was together watching the race and getting excited about it. So, yeah, good race overall. I really liked it.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, that wraps it up for this week. Of course, join us next week. They're going to Dover next week. We'll have same shifting gears back next week. And so if you
remember
like this,
to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week. All right.
You might be
I'm sitting on a footprint. My foot slipped. I kicked him.
Same intro. You say that, I'll jump in and say we have 5 different topics, 5 different gears we're going to go through.
Yeah. This is Talladega. And we can cut that. That's where the intro will go.
He sticks with it. Frost Chastain sticks with a good ride, good team. He's got a bright future for sure. So.
Yeah, I think you're right. All right. I got stuttered.
Just pull out bloopers. Check to see if it's still filming.
Oh yeah, I better do that.
That's all I was about to say. I accept your offer. All right, shifting into the 4th gear, the Gen 6 car on super speedways. Like, how's it doing? What are you thinking?
I think it's a huge success. Mm-hmm. I was very nervous coming in this year because the Gen 6 car. Did we say next gen car? Did we say Gen 6?
Gen 6.
Back up.
All right, shifting into the 4th gear here. Sorry, I got the giggles now.